Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Quick Count brought to you by your boys at the 10 Count podcast, brought to you by your boys from bodyslam.net. It is Sunday. It is the day after the Royal Rumble 2026, and it's been an interesting take for the internet. I think the IWC is kind of up and down this Rumble. We're gonna dig into it, but Justin, first off, what are your thoughts on this Rumble from yesterday? Boy, you're muted, Justin. Sorry.
My whole thing right now is my screen is completely black, so I can't see you. I am just staring at a black screen right now.
I promise you, the world sees you, Justin.
All right, perfect. So the Rumble, it was all right. We'll get into it. I think a few weeks ago, I said that I want to limit my expectations. I don't want to go into a PLE and have such high expectations and then potentially be disappointed. And I think for the Rumble, little disappointed, but it was fine. It was a fine PLE. I think it was safe. And could they have done things a little bit differently? Sure. But overall, in general, it was fine.
Yeah, I had a day to kind of sit back and think about it. The surprises were kind of, a bit of a bummer for me, and to see Finn get scratched out for the likes of Mr. Iguana, for La Parka, it kind of bummed me out for that aspect. But I get what they're doing. They're cross promoting with AAA. Why not, host some AAA talent on one of your biggest stages and one of your biggest PLEs? So I get that, but overall, like the storytelling within the Rumbles, I was happy with. We have a lot of things to talk about, a lot of future potential WrestleMania matches, future feuds that are going to come about from the Royal Rumble. So yeah, it was to me, it was good, right? I think Triple H kind of overhypes, and was he right? Were there surprises, a bunch of surprises? Sure. Was it surprises that the people were hoping for? I don't think so. I think people, especially myself, get kind of hyped up when they hear lots of surprises. I'm thinking Paige, I'm thinking AJ Lee, I'm thinking Bianca Belair. We in our prediction league picked Bianca, who wasn't even mentioned for the Rumble, thinking she'd come back because it makes sense, right? The likes of Chris Jericho, the likes of Adonis Mysterio maybe being healthy to come interfere and jump in. But yeah, I got my hopes up. I always do. It's the Rumble, right? And so I'm hoping the best outcomes, and as surprise factors, I don't think we got that.
No, and so like that's the thing. Like I made a clip earlier, and I think some people took it the wrong way. Like it's Triple H as Gene Wilder and Willy Wonka. He says, "You get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir." And that was to the fact that, sure, like, hey, Triple H said that there were going to be some major surprises, right? He said it, and I said I was going to be the first one on his ass if he didn't pull through. Like you said, I don't think La Parka was a major surprise. Sure, it was cool to see him there from AAA. He got zero reaction. That guy got zero reaction. And when you have all the rumors and amidst like all the speculation of Chris Jericho, like you said, maybe Paige, Bianca returning, like those are the big ones that everyone's going to talk about. I thought Brie got an awesome pop.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, Brie Bella got an awesome pop. We'll talk about it. But yeah, that's why it's tough. Like you expect these things when it gets hyped up like that, and sometimes it leads to disappointment.
yeah. I think it's just Triple H should just be careful. I mean, I don't think he's maliciously doing it. I think he's excited for what's happening, and not necessarily thinking about the fans' excitement and what they would speculate. But I do want to get into some of the surprises and kind of the mayhem that happened in the Rumbles. I love that we got El Grande Americano versus the original Grande Americano. I thought that was perfect. I think the people were hoping for that. That's one of the speculations that was buzzing around the IWC, and we got to happen, right? There was teases of ripping off Mess, and the OG pulled the victory over the imposter, I'll say, the Ludwig Kaiser. El Grande Americano. So maybe there's a mask versus mask match that happens between the Americanos, and I could see Gable losing that one. I think that Ludwig has done a great job as El Grande. He has his faction. The AAA crowd loves this version of El Grande. Randy, howdy, my man. How's it going? Good to see you. But yeah, I loved it. I thought that was exciting. Coming out number Lucky 13, Chad Gable, the OG. What'd you think?
That was one of the moments that I enjoyed. And it's great to see Chad, well, El Grande back. He looks yoked. We saw the training videos that he was posting on. So I hope we get some sort of feud between them. We have DNC Digital on YouTube saying, "What's up, fellas? What's going on, DNC? How are you tonight?" Yeah, and I hope maybe we can get into a feud. How like the Americanos, they have 3 of them, so hopefully we can get maybe Otis and Tozawa back with the original. I don't know.
The Creed
Who
brothers,
knows?
dude. Don't forget about the Creed brothers.
But the Creed brothers are heel. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna. From what I read, he's still injured. A shame he hasn't come back yet. Yeah, I know. We're still waiting for Chad Gable. I don't know. I feel like if you get into that feud between the Americanos, the OG is going to be the face. I don't think it's going to be heel versus heel. And
right.
Yeah. So it's not going to be heel Americano versus heel Americano. So I feel like the OG is going to get the pop. He's going to be the favorite, and he's going to be outnumbered. So I mean, OG Americano might need to call in, 2 people. I don't know.
Yeah, see, DNC knows OG Grande Creeds versus Americanos, and the thing is, like, I don't think necessarily OG Grande needs to be the face side of it because they could play it the way that they have in AAA. AAA, El Grande Americano is the face pretty much right now. The crowd absolutely loves him, so it might be easy to translate that to Raw and have just OG El Grande be a complete absolute menace. So I think there's a way for them to bring in the Creed brothers and for them to stay heel.
No, I hear you. It's a valid point. I know over in Mexico he is a face. The crowd loves him there. Another moment that I really was hoping we'd get, and we did get, was Oba and Brock Lesnar facing off. I was happy about that. I thought we were going the Brock Lesnar route when Oba started tossing people. I was like, oh, here we go. He's going to go 10, 11 straight until Brock comes out. That's not how it happened. I wish that is kind of how it happened. But we still got the stare down. They kind of went at it a little bit. I can't wait to see more of that. That's going to be incredible.
Yeah, and Brock tossed him out the ring, so there's still some bad blood there. I think we'll see that match at WrestleMania. But for me, one of the moments with Oba was Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Oba Femi. The 3 of them in the ring gave me chills, made me excited. And honestly, man, if they didn't play the safe card, dude, Trick Williams should have went on to win that Royal Rumble. The crowd went absolute bonkers for Trick Williams. That dude, they should not play the patience game with him winning a championship, even a world championship, WWE championship. They need to pull the trigger on him. He's so freaking hot. I think the world would erupt if that man won the title that quickly. I mean, Hollywood Trick and A, the man, he's done it. NXT, TNA, and he'll do it on the main roster. And I really hope they do it soon, but it just shows what the future is going to be for WWE. And hell, it's going to be a bright future.
We have DNC on YouTube. I feel Oba should have. He's here now. I feel like they both had their moments against each other, and obviously this is something that we're going to see in the future. If Oba got the one over on Brock right away, it would have been, yeah, we know that we're going to get this down the line. So I feel like, I guess it could have went either way, because then you'd have a heel Brock wanting to just go out and take out Oba whenever and wherever. But I'm fine with how it played out. I'm more pissed off that we almost missed Brock Lesnar getting eliminated completely because Jey Uso was eating for 45 minutes straight.
That was a bad decision.
Ridiculous. That was like JD from NY. I just saw the clip of him talking about it. dude, he's right. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was literally looking at my wife saying the buzzer should have started counting down. Like I think they actually waited an extra minute or two before they started doing the Roman countdown because
I don't
that's how
think they
damn
did.
long. Dude, I don't know that he took forever. He
He
took
was
forever.
he did, but he also didn't have a short distance to go. Do you see how far back that
Yeah,
was?
but why
That
at
was
that?
it. But that's not on Jay. That's not on
Dude,
Jay.
it's the
That's
Royal Rumble. He shouldn't be coming out of the crowd,
I
dude.
agree, but it's not on Jay for that. That's definitely creative. That's whoever decided that that's their fault. Jay, I don't know if Jay, I don't think Jay would X that. That was a hike. You think Jay wants to take the long route down steps, people trying to like grab him and stuff? Like, no, that looked awful. He was gassed by the time he got down there. And DNC saying terrible production, hilarious because it was Brock. Yeah, I mean, to me, if they were going to do the run it back, they should have just done it the one time with Roman, and that's it. They didn't have to run it back the first time when he got in the ring, and he could have
Yeah,
just went. He came out normally. It just didn't make sense to have him come through the crowd. They're
that,
milking the crap out of that.
dude. I can't believe they started his theme song 2 more times during the middle of the fucking Royal Rumble. Like, let me just go over here to Cody Rhodes and just start yeeting in his face. Oh, who's over here? Oh, LA Knight's in this corner. Yeet. Oh, who's over in this corner? Javon Evans. Yeet. Like, ridiculous. And I'm glad Roman smacked the shit out of him. I am. I'm glad Roman smacked the shit out of Jay.
But I also have to agree with DNC. I think Cody and LA probably should have waited because they're very smart wrestlers. And if his entrance is still going on, why would you toss someone out of the Rumble? They're obviously not looking at you at that point. They're looking at the person who's entering. Granted, it was a very long entrance, but you got to kind of have that mentality where, okay, the music's still going. This guy's taking forever. Let's wait till after the music drops and get him over the top rope.
But I also think that they, with the Rumbles and like the production, like they probably knew or they were told that they have to get not Roman, they have to get Brock eliminated before Roman enters. So now here they are knowing that Roman's next. Jace out there eating his brains out, and they know that the countdown's happening. So they have to get Brock eliminated before Roman's music hits.
It's true.
It's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't, because Jey Uso was eating his brains out in Saudi Arabia. It was just crazy. And that spot had to happen beforehand because then the elimination of Brock would have been would have been shadowed by Roman's music hitting.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it was just a poor spot, like production wise. To all right, we're gonna eliminate Brock here, but I mean, it was clear that they needed to get him out of the ring, eliminated before Roman entered.
Yeah, they probably should have just. Yeah, they probably should have just eliminated him before Jay's entrance. That probably should have happened.
Yes. So I mean, if that's the spot that they need to do, that's unfortunately the spot. And it was just weird all around. The middle of the Rumble got a little weird for me, and I don't know how I ultimately felt about it until now. It was no yeet for me. That moment was a no yeet moment for me.
What'd you think about Braun Breaker getting assaulted off the get-go? I did not expect that. I love that Obafemi eliminated him so quickly and did the freaking gun at him. Like, I think we're going to see that in the future, which I'm excited about. But who do we think Masked Man is? Is it Pierce? Is it Seth? Is it Austin? Is it Logan? It definitely wasn't Bronson Reed, unless somehow they Photoshop something. But I'll tell you, I'm excited to see who it is.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for it too. It definitely caught me off guard. It made sense. I liked how it started. I was like, all right, this Rumble is going to get interesting. People, you have the detectives on X going crazy. They think it's Logan. I mean, it would make sense that it's Logan. I know Jake Paul said on like one of his podcasts that he knows something big is happening in the near future. He can't say what it is though yet. Some people think it's Jake Paul. I don't think it's Jake Paul. I think it's either Logan or Austin Theory. We discussed this. It makes sense for Theory, right? He was a disciple of Seth Rollins a few years back, so that would make sense. But then it's Austin Theory being a double agent, which is cool. But then he's the Masked Man twice, which I don't know if that makes any sense. But I would like to see it be Logan. I would love for it to end up being Logan Paul.
I can't see it being Jake because no way Jake could perform a super kick like that or a stomp like that. No way. Not gonna
Also true.
happen.
Also good point.
DNC Digital, exciting story beat, but it being Braun, who's the now WWE, makes me wonder how seriously we're supposed to take him. Well, we're still gonna take him seriously. I think especially with Roman winning the Rumble, it's gonna be Roman Punk, which I think that's the biggest match that's gonna come out of WrestleMania weekend. That's gonna be the high draw match. So that's why Braun Breaker isn't going for it at this moment. But they're going to see some downfall. I think we get a Seth Braun at Mania, which will be awesome. I think Braun should go over. Seth is a workhorse. He's, led this company for many years, but it's time to do the passing of the guard. We have all these young guys, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. We have the, Trick Williams, the Javon Evans, the Obafemis now. Like, there's a roster that's young and hungry and super talented. So I think we should start to shine the light on these performers, and they should. So I think we're still going to take Braun Breaker very seriously because I think he's going to come out on top of WrestleMania and be on a tear through the rest of the year. I'm pretty sure he will be champion at some point during this year, or maybe end the year as champion.
And one of the surprises that we did get was we now have Royce Keys in the WWE. We had no signing with WWE after he left Powerhouse, formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs. He left AEW. He did not take a contract extension over there. He is now in WWE. I loved that they kind of showed Powerhouse Hobbs and they broke through with it with the theme, like on the beats, and then went to Royce Keys. I thought that was awesome. I think he has a bright future ahead of him. I like that the Vision took him out because that's an early feud that they can get in WWE. What'd you think about it, Ty?
Yeah, I love that he just caught Damian Priest, who's not a small dude by any sense of the word, in the air and just decimated him. He tossed Damian Priest out the ring, so I think we have a feud there possibly for WWE. So it's great to see. That dude is a monster. I think him and Obafemi would be great clashing. The NC Digital is Powerhouse Hobbs on AEW trademark. I'm wondering how they got away with showing that on Tron. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's probably not trademarked. Maybe Powerhouse Hobbs trademarked it himself, and that's why they would use it. But they want to, WWE doesn't want to use the AEW names. They want to make their own. So that's probably why they went that route. But it's funny that we're seeing this kind of change in the guard a bit. We're going back to the big freaking dudes that are also super athletic in the ring. We went to this day and age where we had the smaller, skinnier wrestlers that could, hit hard, move fast. And now we got the big guys that can do that. And we're moving into this era where we have the Obafemis that are going to take over the Brocks. We have the Gunthers. We have the Royce Keys. It's exciting, man. Like the Braun Breakers. It's cool to see these big guys start doing what they're doing.
And then I just wanted to, with the men's rumble, before we get into the women's, obviously our boy Matt Cardona was a victim of the Obafemi run. Dude, I'm really hoping that they figure something out for Matt, because I know he's happy to be back in WWE. He worked his ass off to get there, but I want to see him in a useful storyline. And I'm hoping we can eventually get there. No Kit Wilson, speaking of Matt Cardona, no Kit Wilson, I think in the Royal Rumble was a huge miss.
Yeah.
Kit Wilson's theme song is the most over thing in the world right now. It's just like Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry got into the Rumble because of his song, right? Back when he was with TNA. His theme song was the reason why he made these appearances in WWE. Kit Wilson's theme song is taking the world by storm, and they could have easily done something with him, and they didn't. He was there. Yeah. He was in Saudi. So, I mean, Stussy on YouTube says, no Finn Balor. I mean, we were told that. We were given the information that there was no spot for him in the Royal Rumble, which also makes no sense to me. I mean, at that point, no offense to La Parka, but I would much rather have seen Finn Balor in that spot than La Parka. I mean, sorry. It's just how I feel. And I think Finn, I'm sure it's all storyline related, and I'm sure we'll get there. But Finn said on X, I'm starting to feel like I'm I forget his exact terminology, but it was pretty much saying that he's not being used properly, and he's starting to see that. So hopefully we start getting a change in Finn Balor, and we start getting a push for him, because if that wasn't storyline, they just didn't find a spot for him, and that's how the route that they wanted to go. It's just crazy. DNC Digital, huge miss. Should have eliminated Brock, Maven style. Brock's elimination was unceremonious anyway. Could have made a new moment. Also true. I mean, I would have even loved just to see Kit Wilson go down, do his entrance, get tossed instantly, and then just storm around the ring doing his entrance again. Like that, if there's any entrance music that should have hit twice, it should have been Kit Wilson's and not Jey Uso's. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Stussy on YouTube, have to make room for the Miz. I can't hate on the Miz. I can't. He's a locker room president. You know, he's a veteran of that locker room. He's been through it all. So I mean, I think the Miz is about to break the record if he's in the Rumble one more time or two more times.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's tough because, you know, I speculated that I wanted Finn to take out Ray. I thought Ray was injured. I guess he's not. I guess that was just a mishap that happened on Raw. So that was a bummer. I really wanted to see Dominic, but he was definitely in the States. You know, Liv, I think, FaceTimed him with the rest of Judgment Day when Liv won. So he's somewhere, just not backstage, which is kind of sucks. But yeah, I kind of want to get into the Rumble a bit. I mean, speaking of the Cardonas, right? You know, Chelsea Green had a hysterical moment. She tried to what was it? Join up with Judgment Day, and they slapped the shit of her. But that's the thing, like, this is why I was so passionate about what Michael Hayes said about Chelsea Green and what they're doing right now. To me, I don't think they're, you know, doing Chelsea Green right. But every time she enters a Rumble or something, her moments are memorable. She does things that people remember, that people laugh at, that people, you know, shock at. So like, I don't get the Chelsea Green kind of hate or the denial by like the creative, like a Michael Hayes, because she creates moments. And to me, like, that's huge. If you can create a moment and people remember that stuff and it sticks with you, that's someone who's very valuable.
No, I'm with you. And I wanted to ask you, so thank you for reminding me. When it comes to surprises, right? Do you yourself consider a NXT superstar a surprise?
No. And I just want to give a shout out to Burt Macklin for posting the stream. Thank you, my
Body
man.
slam, baby. Body slam, Burt. What's up, Burt?
No R-Truth either. And then also allegedly Aleister Black was pulled from the Rumble last minute. That's kind of a bummer. I totally forgot about Aleister Black. But yeah, I don't consider NXT surprises. They're part of the brand. I expect NXT superstars to be in the show, in the Rumble. And it was cool. Like, JC Jane deserved to be in there. Obviously, Sol Ruka. Yeah, obviously Sol Ruka was going to be in there. You know, she had a stellar moment, Sol Ruka. She was in the final 3, 4. Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of faith in Sol Ruka, so obviously she was going to be in the Rumble. But no, I don't consider that surprises. I expect, you know, 3 to 5 NXT superstars to show up at the Rumble. And I was really bummed that Leon Slater wasn't in the Rumble. But also, like, there's all these characters, like, maybe the Rumble needs to be a little bit bigger. They had the greater, you know, back in Saudi, they had the greater Rumble that was just like for a trophy, and it was 40 people. And I think they also had a Royal Rumble in the past that was also 40 people when Alberto Del Rio won, I think. I think they should maybe consider that.
Yeah, and so with you saying that, because I'm with you. I watch NXT weekly. So I am watching every week. They're a part of WWE. They're a part of the WWE roster. I don't consider NXT, you know, where it's not the training ground anymore to me. It's really not. It's a third brand. And so if that's the way we're going, there's one surprise in the Women's Rumble, and it was a good one. Brie Bella, she had a tremendous pop. Michael Cole was dying trying not to say Daniel Bryan's name, dude.
So close.
During those yes kicks,
he paid homage too, and then he just changed the subject. And he's like, you know what I was going to say.
He had no idea what to say. He I don't know if it was Triple H in his ear. I don't know who it was in his ear, but he was dying to say Daniel Bryan's name, and he didn't. But yeah, Brie was a great surprise. She looked great in the ring. Seeing the Bellas back together, I think, brings a whole new element. There's another tag team now, especially if she signed for a little bit. Now it's not just a Nikki Bella run, it's a Bella Twins run, which, hey, we saw who they eliminated. They eliminated Bailey and Lyra, gave them the loser sign. I'm into seeing a Bella Twins reunion, especially if they're both going to be heel.
I love Stussy saying paying homage to the Miz, of course.
Yes, of
course,
yeah.
obviously. Who else would do who else would do those kicks? I don't know.
It's the it kicks. Yeah, it's definitely not the yes kicks.
And I just laugh because I laugh because, you know, all I can see is, and maybe Michael Cole just had like a flashback of Vince in his ear. Don't you freaking say that. I'll kill you. But yeah, I just don't get it. Like, Daniel Bryan was a part of WWE. You still show his stuff. Like, just say Daniel Bryan. That's his WWE name. Who gives a shit? The crowd would love it. You know, we're not stupid. Just say it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's the politicking, I guess, that goes on. What do you think? We are at the 26-minute mark. This is a quick count tonight. And my son is growing his molars right now, so he's teething, and I think he has a little bit of a fever. My wife just texted me, so we are going to have to cut this in 4 minutes. Unfortunately, there's 244 of you, which is just awesome on a Sunday night. Ty, what do you think about AJ Styles leaving his gloves on? What are we feeling with AJ Styles?
I don't know what to freaking think, man. I think, like I said, the thing he said in his promo, and I know everyone's saying different things, whether it's the commentators, whether it's Triple H, whether it's fellow wrestlers. AJ Styles on Monday night last week said, this could be the end of my WWE career. Not TNA, not New Japan, not indie career, not professional wrestling career. Maybe it was a slip, maybe not. But I honestly think he's going to finish up in TNA. I honestly think that we saw moments where he can be in TNA and finish feuds and matches with people that he's had in his past, people that he wants to fight that he hasn't in TNA. But I was bummed, man. I was really hoping for AJ to kind of, you know, win, kind of push back, get some matches in, and then maybe at Mania go. Gunther can say, no, like, I want this. We need one more match. I'll put my career up. You put your career up. Whoever wins stays. Whoever loses goes. And I think they could have done that. Stussy thinks they'll go AEW. I mean, there's a lot of awesome matches that he can have in AEW. But just the way he was staring at that TNA World Championship, man, got me feeling some kind of way.
And then, so obviously him taking the gloves off, almost dropping him, putting him back on, doing the P1 sign with his hands, and then walking off. That obviously had Mercedes Moné tweet out, I hope the rumors are true. And then you had Will Ospreay. Obviously, it was probably just him saying, like, you know, giving praise to AJ Styles, saying phenomenal. But then you have Rosenberg and Triple H go out there right after the show. And it seemed as if, like, now if AJ Styles does end up in a TNA wrestling ring or AEW especially, then it looks like AJ went back on his word, because Peter Rosenberg said, I spoke to AJ. AJ's done. That was AJ's last match. So now it's like, it's on AJ. He spoke to him directly. And now it makes AJ look bad if he goes back on his word. So I don't know. I've
seen it happen. Look at Ric Flair.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Look at Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels didn't want to go back on his word until the Saudis and Vince probably threw him the truck of money until he had to come back and do that awful DX versus, you know, Brothers Destruction match. So, I mean, they'd be hypocrites if they get mad.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see. I know Triple H said that he's already spoken to AJ about a backstage role. Who knows? If that was it for AJ Styles, my God, his career was simply phenomenal. But we'll see. Only time will tell. But we are at the 30-minute mark of this quick count. I feel like we didn't get fully into the Rumble, so maybe Wednesday night we will dive into the Rumble a little bit more. We definitely will have to. We'll probably go over NXT, Raw, and a little bit more of the Rumble. But let's ring that bell, because this quick count is over. Thank you all so much for joining us here on a Sunday night. Sorry that I'm cutting it off to everyone in the comments, but like I said, my son's molars are coming in. He has a little bit of a fever, a runny nose. It's dad life. So I apologize, but thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you guys on Wednesday. Make sure you go subscribe to the Body Slam Patreon for exclusive breaking interviews, exclusive news, and more. $5 a month, well worth it. Go Go follow Body Slam at Body Slam Net on all socials. Go give us a follow at the 10 Count Pod on all socials. We hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So that was one goal. Now, why don't we get to 200? 200. Let's shoot for 200. You can follow me on X at jstar02 on X. Ty is at TLP_maximum on X. And until Wednesday, enjoy your Monday, enjoy your Tuesday, and then we'll see you then. Have a good one.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.